Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break down the 11-game NBA main slate here on Monday. A couple things before I get the video. If you're new to the channel, my name's DK. I make videos daily talking about NFL daily fantasy as well as NBA daily fantasy. Also, I'm doing a weekly giveaway on this channel where all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment load per video. So it starts with my Monday Night Showdown video that I just uploaded right before this. We'll go throughout the week and we'll end my Monday Night Showdown video at the end of the week. So however many videos I've uploaded for the week, you enter the giveaway that many times. So say if I have like 10 videos uploaded for the week, you enter the giveaway 10 times. And the winner receives $20 PayPal for myself. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So first, look back to see how my lineup's doing here for Sunday night. So this is my final lineup here with Isaiah Thomas, Dinwiddie, Bogdan, Julius Randle, Jokic, Tyler Johnson, Bjelica, and Kevin Knox. So, Dinwiddie was a guy that I knew was going to be somewhat popular, right? He's 53% owned in this tournament. Let's see, who else? Kevin Knox is really, really popular. The frustrating part here was he picked up his fourth foul early in the third, and they never brought him back in. He was on pace to have a really good game. He had like 18 fantasy points at the beginning of the third, and hey, we got Fizz down, right? That's David Fizdale for you. That's always a risk playing Knicks guy. You just never know what the Mets going to be like, and that kind of happened. He wasn't terrible though for that price. Like 3.4K, 18 points is not terrible. It's not going to kill you for sure, and he was really high owned. Other guys, Isaiah Thomas at what was he? 4.9, I think he was. I thought he was a little underpriced, about 25 fantasy points. I'll take that. Bogdan, they limited his minutes a little bit. If you would have got like mid-30s minutes, I think you could have crushed that salary. Still, though, got 35 fantasy points, about right on par for value. Julius Randle, another guy, didn't do great, but didn't kill you either. 30 fantasy points. Jokic was one of my favorite spend-ups of the day. He had 22 right now at half. And then Tyler Johnson, a bit frustrating. The Suns ran the second unit a lot there in the second quarter. So the starters barely got any run in the second quarter. Still, though, 10.5 points at halftime. And then Bjelica, him and Holmes, I talked about really liking them. Holmes is probably the way to go. I just couldn't afford him. Bjelica was 200 cheaper, and again, I couldn't fit Holmes in that lineup. We'll see how it goes. I took a stand and faded the late game, kind of hoping for a blowout. So if that game stays close, probably going to be a losing night. But my saving grace is Mitchell Robinson in this tournament was like 60 to 70% owned, or in the high dollar tournaments, he was really high owned. And he busted big time. I think he had like 10 fantasy points. So that is my saving grace right now. We'll see how it goes. Right now, currently winning $400. I don't think that's going to hold up, though, just because, again, I don't have anyone in that late game. So I got to hope Jokic and Tyler Johnson carry me to victory here. But let's break down some 11-game slates. We have a lot to talk about here, guys. Before we get into the prices, let's look at the over-unders and spreads that are out right now. So, again, 11 games, we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are out right now. So Nets Cavs is sitting at 217.5 with it being a pick'em right now. Grizzlies Pacers is at 217.5 with the Pacers favored by 9. Hornets Heat is at 215 with the Heat favored by 10.5 points. Timberwolves Hawks at 234.5 with the T-Wolves favored by 4.5 points. 76ers Raptors is at 214. It also looks like it's a pick'em right now. Trailblazers and Bulls sitting at 227 with I don't know if these are pick'ems. I don't know if these are technically loading in or not, but it also says it's a pick'em. And then Lakers Spurs is at 223 with the Lakers saved by 5 points. So let's look at the prices for these guys. Let's grab some water. So at the top is Karl-Anthony Towns at 10.4K. It's a pretty good spot here. A very high over-under, right? 234.5. And in close games, Towns is going to play mid-30s minutes. So have no issue with him as a spend-up. I do like him a decent amount. Probably one of my favorite spend-ups in the slate. So yeah, again, no real complaints with him at all there at 10.4K. Anthony Davis, I do like a decent amount too as well at 9.7. The Spurs have been playing at a really fast pace this year and just very bad defensively. I think they're one of the worst defensive teams. You have to look at these numbers, like 30th turnovers, 28th rebounds, 26 in scoring. So they've been a really, really bad defense this year. And Anthony Davis under 10K, that price seems pretty appealing. So again, I kind of do like Anthony Davis. I do like Towns there at the top for the center position here. Siakam, so this Philadelphia-Toronto game will probably be a fun game to watch. I don't know if there's a lot of great plays for DFS. Now, there are a couple of interesting Philly guys we'll talk about here in a bit. Siakam at 9.2. In close games, him and Fred VanVleet, we know are going to play 40-plus minutes. It is a tougher spot, but I think they're okay. Again, not my favorite plays. I think I would definitely prefer Anthony Davis and Towns for a little bit more for Siakam there. Now, Embiid is one of those guys that I'm intrigued by. It's a really bad spot here against Gasol. It's just the price tag that's tempting me here. 8.8K for Embiid. In the game against Miami, it was a blowout. In 26 minutes, he put up 49 fantasy points. I know, Marc Gasol is a pretty solid defender. He matched up well with Embiid, but that price at 8.8K seems pretty appealing. Let's see, Drummond at 8.7. Don't hate it with Blake Griffin back, though. I don't think he just sticks off the page as a great play. I think he's an okay play. Rudy Gobert, so this is pretty big news. Listed as questionable. If he misses once again, we could look to Tony Bradley would become one of the top value plays. We'd also look to Jeff Green. Jeff Green would be their backup center. So both those guys would be very, very viable as cheap options. Again, that will be something we have to monitor. If Gobert plays at 8.6, probably not for me. Sabonis, yeah, I still like the price here at 8.1K. In close games, he's going to play mid-30s minutes, right? Played 35 minutes in the game against Orlando, put up 40 fantasy points. Somewhat down game for him, but we know he has like 50, 60 fantasy point upside. Memphis runs big, so I think he probably gets more of the same here in a close game, probably 35 or so minutes. The slight downside is Malcolm Brogdon is returning to this one, so there is more usage to go around now. Now we got a healthy Brogdon, a healthy Jeremy Lamb, so they have their normal starting lineup back. So that is the concern, right? It's not Sabonis and like a bunch of scrubs, but I still don't think he is viable here at 8.1K. Kevin Love, another pretty big news here, is listed as questionable. So if he misses, we can look to Tristan Thompson as well as Larry Nance. So those would be the biggest beneficiaries there for the Cleveland side. LMA at 7.2K, just okay. Probably not for me in this slate. Now, Bam Adebayo is pretty appealing at this price at 7.1K. He had a down game against Philly, but that was a really tough matchup against Embiid. Now he gets a great matchup against Charlotte. One of target bigs against Charlotte. In close games, he plays like low to mid 30s minutes, and the price is down on him too. So yeah, I do kind of like Bam here a decent amount here, especially in this matchup. So yeah, he's a pretty solid play in my opinion. Tristan Thompson would definitely consider him there if Kevin Love misses. In that last game against Portland, in 36 minutes, put up 42 fantasy points. So Larry Nance, would be very, very viable here if Kevin Love misses. Wendell Carter Jr. also is interesting here at 6.5K just because Portland is one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. Now, the downside here is they got Whiteside coming back, or it's probable. If Whiteside was out, I would like Wendell Carter more because he'd be going against like Anthony Tolliver and Scalabrine. But with Whiteside back, I just think he's okay. Holmes, him and Bielitsa seem, priced a little too cheap. It's a tougher match against Boston, but we know they do have upside. Let's see, Miles Turner at 6.1, I think is okay. I think I would just probably prefer to play Sabonis for a couple thousand more just because he has more upside in my opinion. Now, Whiteside's and also a play I do like a good amount here. He's listed as probable. I assume he's going to be good to go and play full complement of minutes, and full complement of minutes for him has been like around 30. And Chicago, you want to target bigs against Chicago. So I actually like Whiteside a good amount here. The only downside with him is the hip injury, right? Playing through that injury, maybe he re-aggravates it. But yeah, this price and this matchup, Whiteside is one of my favorite plays of the day here at 6.1K. Jarrett Allen just seems okay. I think he does have upside, but again, they like giving DeAndre Jordan minutes. What else? Nance would look to him if Kevin Love misses, but the price is coming up now. He's not like the value play he was earlier on when he's like 4.3K. 5.7, he seems priced about right. I still think there would be a little bit of upside if Kevin Love misses, but again, that will be something we have to monitor going into tomorrow. Markkanen, I just can't do it right now. The minutes are way down on him. 27, 29, 24, and 24 in back-to-back games. You could buy low if you really want to, but it's just the minutes right now are concerning me, so don't think I could go there. Marc Gasol, is it just me, or has he been priced at 5.4K literally this whole season? I don't think his price has moved. They're going to need him to guard Embiid. He doesn't have huge upside. I think he's more of just a cash game play. Jaren Jackson Jr. is the exact opposite of Marc Gasol. Strictly GPP play. So up and down. Fouls out almost every single game. If he stays out of foul trouble, he could crush. But it's like a 50-50 shot. So he's someone that's definitely in play, but only for GPPs. Steven Adams at 5.4. It's a good spot here against Golden State. I think he's slightly underpriced, but not my favorite play. See other options and Scal with a Whiteside back. I can't do it. Just because, also just something to bring up with him that last game against the Cavs. That a lot of people like, oh, why aren't you talking about Scal? Why don't you like Scal? Well, that game against Milwaukee was an outlier game, right? 56 fantasy points, and people thought that was going to happen again. That's the recency bias, right? People take recency bias very, very seriously here in DFS, and we just, again, I was not expecting another 56 fantasy points from Scal. Only put up 13, so. Yeah, completely faded him, though, with Whiteside back. Would not even consider. The Golden State guys, like Chris Spellman, I would consider them if Draymond misses, but they seem priced about right now here at 5K and 4.9K. Other cheap options, Willie Cauley-Stein, I think he'd probably be actually my favorite Golden State big here. Probably going to play like 25 or so minutes. I think I would slightly take him over Spellman and Chris if Draymond does miss. McGee and Dwight Howard, those guys I really look to with Anthony Davis when he sits. The Orlando value guys, I just don't think we have to do it in the slate. I know Detroit runs big, but man, like Birch and Wundo, Aminu, Mo Bamba, it's just kind of gross. If you're going to make me pick one of those guys, I think it would be Mo Bamba because I think he has the most upside. But he only played 21 minutes off the bench. So, yeah. The Orlando guys, I don't think we have to go there on the slate. I'll talk about some Boston value guys here in a sec. There's some other value guys that I just don't think we have to do it. So if you're going to make me pick one of those Orlando guys, I think it would be Bamba because I think he has the most upside. Tony Bradley, I think he would be probably one of the best value plays of the day if Rudy Gobert misses. Enes Kanter strictly for GPP just because the minutes went down on him, but maybe if he gets like a 25-minute game, he could crush that salary. Again, the minutes are way down, so that's why he's only playable for GPPs. But that's really it. So let's move on to power forward here. So Giannis at the top in a tough matchup at 11.8K. If you want to go there, I'm not going to talk you off him. For me on this slate, though, I think I like other plays. I think I like a Karl-Anthony Towns for like 1,000 more, or like Anthony Davis for 2,000 less. So yeah, if you want to go Giannis, you can. It's just not for me on this slate. Let's see. So Jonathan Isaac had a really good game with no Aaron Gordon and with no Vucevic. Obviously, there's a lot of usage to go around, but it's just 7.9K for Isaac. I don't know if I can pay it. I know he's been good. I know back to 45 and 51 fantasy points, but I just think I prefer other plays in the slate. See, Blake Griffin is at an intriguing price here at 7.1. He's been a bit disappointing so far this year. They rested him in the last game, and it looks like he's going to be good to go for this one. So I think he plays low to mid-30s minutes in a close game. Again, Orlando not having Aaron Gordon and Vucevic is a boost to this Detroit big. So, and at a discounted price, I don't hate Blake Griffin here. Now, the Boston guys are very intriguing here with Kemba Walker doubtful. Don't think he's going to be able to go. So Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart obviously get a boost, as well as a guy like Brad Wanamaker. I'll talk about him in a bit, but yeah, they seem a bit underpriced right now. With no Kemba, that's a lot of usage to go around. So Tatum, Brown, Smart, I'll talk about Wanamaker, even maybe Carson Edwards. So these Boston guys seem pretty appealing right now. 6.9K for Tatum with no Kemba. I do like that a decent amount. Let's see what else. Like Jabari's okay. Gallinari in a good matchup. Don't hate it. I just don't think he has like 40, 50 fantasy point upside. But again, it's a pretty good spot, so don't hate the play. Pascal would look there if Draymond misses. Again, they would have to be run an 8-man rotation. Let's see what else. Again, Bjelica, him, and Holmes. They seem a little bit underpriced right now for their level of production. It is a tougher matchup, but again, they seem a little bit underpriced. DeAndre Hunter, he's been really good the last 3 games. 46, 28, and 34 fantasy points. The price is coming up, though, but it is a really good spot. If you want to ride the hot hand, you can. Probably not for me on the slate, but I get it if you want to go there. Let's see. Other options. Melo actually played 35 minutes in that last game against the Cavs. Now, he didn't do a whole lot, right? Playing alongside Damian Lillard now, too, definitely lowers his usage. But if he's going to play 35 minutes at 5K, I don't think he's the worst play. Definitely not my favorite play, but I think he's, in play. What else? Markieff Morris with Blake Griffin back. Can't do that. Aminu, again, those Orlando bigs are just so gross. If you're going to make me pick one, it's going to be Mo Bamba, but I just don't feel great about them. I don't think we have to go there on the slate. Jeff Green. So he would be someone I would definitely consider if Rudy Gobert misses. He played a lot of backup center. Again, they're kind of going to split the minutes with him and Tony Bradley. He played 26 minutes in the game against the Pelicans, put up 26 fantasy points. So I would definitely consider him as a value play if Rudy Gobert misses. I think if you're going to make me pick, though, I'd lean towards Tony Bradley. I think I like the upside a little bit more on him. But don't hate Jeff Green either at all. I think that is about it, though, for for power forward. So let's move on to small forward. LeBron at 11.2K. It's a good spot here against San Antonio. He seems pretty safe, right? If you want to lock in that floor, probably like 50 fantasy points. No complaints with that. Now, if you're going to make me pick between him and Anthony Davis, I think I'm going to take Anthony Davis at like $1,500 less. But again, if you want to lock in the floor for LeBron, I'm not going to talk you off from there. Jimmy Butler at 7.7K, it's a really good spot. In close games, he's going to play, high 30s minutes. The concern here is the blowout factor, right? Charlotte, not the best team. It's at Miami, and Miami's playing really good. I think the over-under, or the spread right now is, I thought I saw that was out. Yeah, sitting at 10.5. So there's a little bit of blowout risk here, so let's take that in consideration. If the game stays close, I think he could definitely get you there at 7.7. DeRozan at 7.7. He's been good, but probably not for me in this slate. Wiggins at 7.6. I'm just not an Andrew Wiggins guy, but I get it. I think he's priced about right with a little bit of upside. Now, Ben Simmons, the other Philly guy that I do have interest in here. I know it's a bad spot, but 7.3K, it just seems a little unpriced for him. Now, the game against Miami blew out, so we only played 27 minutes. Before that, 32 and then 42 minutes. Again, I know it's a tougher spot, but I think he probably can get you at least like 35 fantasy points with a little bit of upside. So I think he's a solid play there at 7.3K. Bogdanovich versus Buddy Hield. I'm going to slightly lean towards Bogdan. Now, they did limit his minutes a little bit. I think he played like 30 or so in that game tonight. But if they go back up to like mid-30s minutes, then I would really like him there at 7.2. But, it is a tougher spot here against Boston. Again, Tatum, Brown, these guys just seem a little bit underpriced with no Kemba. There's a lot of usage around, so very, very appealing there with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Fournier, I get it if you want to go there. He's been really good. He's been really good. 39, 43, 34, and 35 fantasy points. Now, he's been shooting the ball really well. There's a lot of usage to go around, too, in this Orlando Magic offense. So if you think he can continue this level of production, then go for it. For me, though, I don't think I can do it. So I get another play that I get if you want to go there, but not for me personally. Let's see, what else? Small forward. So Draymond at 5.6K. If he plays, I think it would be a pretty solid play. That price seems like probably about $1,000 too cheap. So I would like him a decent amount there if he plays. Again, 34, 32, and 35 minutes in the game in the games he has played. So I think he'll probably get that again if he does play in this one. So that's why I think he would be a pretty solid play there at 5.6K. Other options, Holiday and Warren with like everyone now healthy for the Pacers, probably not for me. Taurean Prince would probably be the one secondary guy I would consider on Brooklyn, just because we know he does have the upside. Now, he's been a bit up and down, but he has flashed like that 40 fantasy point upside. So he would be the one secondary piece I would consider on the Brooklyn side. Glenn Robinson Jr., again, if Draymond's out, they would have an 8-man rotation, would definitely consider some of these guys. Terrence Ross, I think that's only a GPP option. He's going to come off the bench and shoot the ball a decent amount. Again, there's a lot of usage to go around, but for cash games, probably not for me. Kuzma 4.4 is okay. Culver 4.4, but with Covington coming back now, probably not for me. Let's see, what else? I don't think there's a whole lot down here. Again, Jeff Green, if a Rudy Gobert misses, would like him a decent amount there. I think that's basically it, though. So let's move on to shooting guard. So Donovan Mitchell at the top at 8.4K. It's a tougher spot, but if Rudy Gobert misses, there is some usage around it. He is, their go-to guy. In the last game against the Pelicans, in 36 minutes, put up 54 fantasy points. Again, a tougher spot, but I think he's worth a consideration for GPPs. Now, for cash games, probably wouldn't do it, but again, if Gobert does miss, there is more usage to go around. Now, CJ at 8.3K, it is a decent spot, but 8.3 just seems kind of a lot to pay for him. I know he's been good, but probably not for me in this slate. Fred VanVleet, again, him and Siakam are going to play 40-plus minutes in a close game. It's a tougher spot. If you want to go there, I get it. Probably not for me. Dinwiddie, I still think he's a little bit underpriced right now at 7.6K. He's going to play 35 or so minutes in a close game. This is a pretty good spot here against Cleveland. He's their go-to guy with no Kyrie. So I still like him here at this price. I think he's about $500 to $1,000 too cheap with no Kyrie Irving. Let's see, Levine, I liked him there in the last game I had in my lineup, put up 60 fantasy points. Don't think we can expect that again. He was very scoring dependent, right? 49 real-life points with no assists and 4 rebounds. It's actually a pretty decent spot here against Portland, but the price is up. So you're kind of paying a premium for him. I get it if you want to go there. I just think he's an okay play. Devontae Graham, it's a tougher spot. Probably not for me. I know he's been good, but I think I'll pass. Let's see, is that? SGA, so it's a really good spot here for these OKC guys. Golden State, one of the worst defensive teams in the league. The price is creeping up there, but I still think there's a little bit of upside on that price. Burks would look to him. Again, all those Golden State guys would be playable if Draymond misses just because they'd have to run an 8-man rotation. Holiday with Brogdon backhand. Now, Brogdon at this price at 6K is really appealing to me. Now, hopefully we get some clarity on whether or not he's going to be on a minutes limit. If he's not going to be on a minutes limit, I think we get him like 30 to 35 minutes because that's kind of what he was playing, before he got injured. The game against OKC blew out, obviously. But, again, I think in a close game, he probably gets around that. And at 6K, that is way too cheap. So this will be something we have to monitor going into tomorrow. But if he's not going to be limited, he would be a really, really good play there at 6K, in my opinion. Marcus Smart, again, there's a lot of usage to go around here. They could possibly start him at the point, or I think they might start Wanamaker at the point. Either way, him, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, as well as Wanamaker, we'll talk about in a bit, are very, very viable here. Other options like Lamb at 5.8K, I get it. I think I'll just prefer Brogdon, though, because he's a guy that can, doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there. Kobe White is just a GPP play, right? The minutes are all over the place. If he's playing well, they give him the minutes. But for cash games, I can't do it. Bembry seems priced about right now. He's a value guy that was pretty popular the last couple slates. But at 5.3K, I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone there. Now, Schroeder, I do like a decent amount for GPPs. Again, it's a really good spot here against Golden State. And we know he's going to come off the bench and play like close to 30 minutes. And again, he's going to be aggressive when he's out there. So this is a really good spot. I think he's a bit underpriced. I do like him here for GPPs. Other options, Santa Rance, again, the minutes are way up and down. I think he's only playable for GPPs. Corey Joseph's okay at 4.9K, but probably not for me on this slate. The Spurs guards, I think I'll pass. Okay, so here's Wanamaker at 4.3K. My best guess is they probably start him at the point. He's played 30, 27, and 27 minutes the last 3 games, so he's been in the regular rotation. And again, my best guess is they probably start him at the point. He's been playing really good too. So he would be, one of the top value plays on the slate, in my opinion, if he does start there at 4.3K. Because I think if he starts, he probably gets, low to mid-30s minutes. So, yeah, he would be one of the top, if not the top value plays on the slate if he does start. But I think that's really it for shooting guard. Yeah, so let's move on to point guard. So Trae Young, it's a good spot here against Minnesota. The price, though, makes him, I think, only playable for GPPs, right? He's been pretty up and down, 45, 28, 64 fantasy points last 3 games, but we know the upside's there, and it is a good spot. So I don't know if I'd go there for cash, but definitely viable here for GPPs. Lillard at 8.9 seems a little bit underpriced. I think that's a pretty safe play. Let's see. So John Morant, so my concern with him early in the season was he just wasn't getting the minutes, right? Like 25 minutes a game. Now, back-to-back games, 35 and then 33 minutes. So that's what I like to see, and he's being aggressive offensively, right? 20 shots, 16 shots. Now, this is a tougher spot. But if he's going to play 35 minutes again, I think he's very, very viable here. Let's see. Other options. Bledsoe, I think it's just okay. Again, these OKC guys, it's a really good spot for them, so don't mind Chris Paul, don't mind SGA. Jeff Teague, I like a decent amount here at 6.3, just because of the minutes, right? Early in the season, he was only playing 25 minutes, but the last 4 games, 33, 36, 34, and 33 minutes. And he's the guy that doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there, right? 8 assists, 6 assists, 11 assists, 12 assists. And we'll get some rebounds, too. So it's a pretty decent spot here against Atlanta, and he's been playing decent minutes. I think he's a pretty safe play with a little bit of upside. Rozier, I don't mind the price, but it's a tough spot here against Miami. Ty Bowman, I would look there for sure. Again, these Golden State guys, if Draymond misses, they're going to have an 8-man rotation. So Bowman, Burks, those bigs would very much be in consideration. DeJounte Murray, always only GPP viable because the minutes are limited. Let's see. Rajon Rondo, I kind of like even at an elevated price, right? I liked him in the game against Memphis in 26 minutes, put up 33 fantasy points. Didn't even shoot the ball that well, right? Only 6 of 15. But if he's going to continue to play like 25, maybe 30 minutes, it's a pretty good spot here too against San Antonio. So I think Rondo is still playable at that price. Dragic, I also like a decent amount too at 5.1. It's a good spot here against Charlotte. The minutes are, high 20s, even to the low 30s, right? Like 34, 33, 25, 26, 28, 31. So I think he probably gets somewhere between 25 and 30. And this is a good spot. And at 5.1K, I like the upside here. So I think he's even cash game viable off the bench, which is a little bit, surprising to play, or surprising to say, I should say. And I think he's viable for GPPs as well. So again, I think he's a bit underpriced here at 5.1K. And I think he plays 25 to 30 minutes in a good matchup. Other options, DJ Augustine and Fultz, I get it if you want to go there. Probably not for me, though. McConnell's priced up. He was a guy that was getting decent minutes off the bench, but with everyone back now, probably not for me. I think that is basically it, though. So again, guys, a lot of things can change. This is Sunday night, so that's why it's very important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below, as well as check out the live stream. I'll probably be live streaming 45 minutes, maybe even an hour before lock if I get home early from work, to go over all the stuff that all the news we get throughout the day tomorrow. But yeah, again, a general overview. There's the Boston value with no Kemba. There's the possible Utah value with Bradley and Green if Gobert misses. And then there's some guys in the mid-tier that I do like a decent amount, like guys like Malcolm Brogdon, guys like that. So I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, would really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe. Again, if you want to get entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is do a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. I will be back for another video to break down. I think we only got a 2-game NBA slate. I think I'll probably still have a video up for that. It'll be a short one. If you're interested in NFL Showdown, I already uploaded mine. My video for the Monday Night Showdown slate. That's where I announced the winner to the giveaway as well. But thanks again, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.